Did you know that for this movie, Christopher Reeve's youngest son Will makes a cameo in this movie as a TV news reporter? In real life, Will Reeve is a television correspondent for ABC News. I finally saw Superman on Sunday. I'd been wanting to see it for a while. I was sick last week, so I didn't get a chance to get out and see it until this Sunday, but I just been hearing so many great things about it. Obviously, there's some people out there who don't like it, who hate it, whatever. There's a lot of noise out there, but a lot of the people I've seen, a lot of the reactors and reviewers and friends of mine who have all seen Superman say it's actually pretty good. Like, you should give it a shot, give it a chance. And this movie had already had me intrigued. Like, I was already intrigued by James Gunn taking over this movie, kind of creating a new Superman. Like, the new DC universe is starting off with Superman, so there's a lot hanging on this movie's success. There's a lot of things I love about this movie, but there are a few things I'm not a fan of, but I will get to those at the end of the review. First thing I liked about this movie is the story. I like how James tackled this story, so it's not an origin story like pretty much all the Superman movies that have been made and the Superman television shows that have been made. This takes place, man, I'm not sure how long after, but Superman's pretty prominent. A lot of people know who he is. He's definitely, he's at that status of like the people's hope, and we know that he's been around for a while because Lex is there, and Lex has been studying him for years. So it's probably been, a good 10 years or so since, Superman really rose to fame. We still get the classic Superman stuff. I do kind of like the feel of the story when we get the Daily Planet people. It feels a little bit like Smallville, but it also feels a little bit like a CW movie. Like, it's either like how they color grade the movie or just like how the characters are. I liked how this story made you feel, like give you that kind of the nostalgia feel again. Just get you back in the mood. James Gunn's very good at setting the vibe. Like, he's very good at like creating a certain feel and a certain aesthetic, and he does a great job with this. There are aspects of the story that we've never really seen in all the other Superman movies. I really like the interview scene with Lois and Superman, and we really get to, we get to see, Superman, Clark Kent. We got to see him like talk about why he does what he does, because this movie tackles Superman in a little different way too. He's more of like the illegal alien, like James was kind of going the illegal alien route because that's a big thing right now. Mass deportations or whatever. Americans gotta put Americans first, stuff like that. So it does have a little bit of politics involved. That didn't actually bother me at all. I actually think adding that in there made the story really strong. It really focuses on like Superman walking the line between being a metahuman and like being human at the same time. Like, he could feel things just like everybody else, but he could do things that nobody else can do as well. So I like the balance there. And that goes into my second thing I liked is the performances and some of the on-screen chemistry. The performances really impressed me. I was very impressed by David Corenswet's performance as Superman, Rachel Brosnahan's performance as Lois Lane, and of course Nicholas Hoult as Lex Luthor. They did a really great job casting overall. Like, the casting choices in this movie were pretty good. So yeah, David going all in with Superman, Clark Kent. I do like his performances of Clark. We do get a little bit of Clark in this movie. He was good. Like, it was a perfect Clark Kent in my opinion. Like, the nerdy kind of socially awkward thing. But the thing I liked about the performances, there is actually a pretty big difference between Clark Kent and Superman this time. It's not just him putting on glasses and then taking them off. He actually has a completely different hairstyle. His demeanor's different. His voice is a little different. Like, it's like really created that he's a separate entity from Superman. Like, really telling people like these guys are separate. Okay, they're not just one person. They are separate. Now, there should have been more Clark Kent moments, but there were not. We got mostly with Superman moments, but then we got some awesome Superman moments in this movie. The performance really was impressive. I mean, he had some really great speech moments, but he also had some crazy action moments too. So, David Corenswet, I hope to see, his future become really bright. I think he is a really great Superman. I really hope that he gets to be utilized as much as possible. Lois Lane, Rachel Brosnahan as Lois Lane, I thought she did a great job too. I mean, the chemistry between her and David was perfect. I mean, they really did click. That's a big thing, right? when you watch a Superman movie, you see how well Lois Lane and Superman actually get along and how well the actors click. Some of them not so good. Some of them there's forced chemistry. Others it's very natural. This was a very natural relationship, very natural on-screen chemistry. It's what people wanted. And of course, Nicholas Hoult bagging yet another crazy role, Lex Luthor. Like, he's got an impressive resume. Like, I always love watching Nicholas Hoult because I know he will do a phenomenal job with whatever role he has. And apparently he got paid the most money out of all the actors in this movie. So that's crazy right there. Lex Luthor, always been a classic villain. Nicholas really went all in on Lex in this movie. I've always loved Lex as a villain. And I think they really did a great job setting his character up and really giving him just that, like, the ultimate rage baiter, the billionaire, the guy who just studies Superman intently and will use technology and money and relationships with other countries or whatever he's gonna do, really all in the name of destroying Superman. Like, he's got such a vendetta, he's got such a burning hatred against Superman, and you see that so many times in this movie. And then going into my third reason that I like this movie, the action, top tier. I mean, there was some really solid action in this movie. The trailers actually don't do it justice. So I'm actually glad that they saved some of the best action moments for the movie so we can enjoy those on the biggest screen possible with all the sound and just the people cheering and all that good stuff. So one of my favorite action moments was when Superman does a spinning laser move and he takes out all those robots at the same time. But also, like, when he's going against Ultraman, I know they kind of went a lazy route with Ultraman, but Ultraman was really cool. Those were some pretty awesome fight scenes as well. And I know Krypto was involved in a lot of those fight scenes, and he had his moments too. I know he was mainly just for like the women and the kids. There's a cute doggy on the screen, but Krypto definitely, gotta give him some props. Like, he had pretty good hand in some of the action sequences and the fight scenes, helping out Superman and the Justice Gang. Before I get into what I didn't like, drop in the comments below, did you like this movie or not, and why? Now, the things I didn't like. I did not like how this movie portrayed Pa and Ma Kent. Now, the actors they picked, perfect. Like, once again, casting was on point. But how they chose to treat Ma and Pa Kent was kind of disrespectful, honestly. Kind of a slap in the face. If you look at all the Ma and Pa Kents of all the past movies, yes, they are farmers. Yes, they are hicks. But they're not treated like really leading in on the dumb, stereotypical hicks. Pa Kent forgetting Lois's name, and I don't know what the writers were thinking with Ma and Pa Kent, but they did deliver. They just weren't there. And then I said I like Krypto. Yes, Krypto had his moments, but I know a lot of people were before this movie came out, I know a lot of people were complaining that Krypto was kind of shoved down our throats a little bit too much, and Krypto stole some really great scenes, like, not in a good way. Like, there's some awesome scenes that could have made this movie even better, and then Krypto comes in and just kind of ruins the whole moment by just being a stupid dog and not taking anything seriously. Like, it's funny a little bit. It's funny the first time. It's not funny the fourth time. It's annoying the fourth time. So that was a big fumble there with Krypto. Like, utilize him, yes, but don't overutilize him and take away some really important story and character and heartfelt moments. Like, really, it's not about the stupid dog. It's about Superman and his relationship with, Lois and the people and Lex. That's the focus, not the dog. So yes, I understand some people's frustration with Krypto. And then the last thing I did not like, I felt like it was a little too comedic. Now, yes, James Gunn, I think he's a master at comedy, like this sort of action comedy thing. He's very good. If you've seen any of the Guardians of the Galaxy, he's great at it. Like, this movie definitely has there were a couple scenes I'm like, man, that feels so much like Guardians of the Galaxy, and I loved it. But they got too comedy heavy at times. I feel like with the Justice Gang, that's where they kind of got too heavy. Like, I understand, Guy Gardner's personality and all that, but I think he took away from some serious moments. He was a little bit too forced with his funny stuff, and then with Krypto, that's being too forced. And then there's some jokes in the movie that didn't exactly land. They kind of just fell flat. And I'm sure the writers were thinking, oh, this is going to be funny, and it wasn't really funny. Like, I think people were kind of getting a little tired of the comedic aspect, and they want to get back to a more serious tone. So yeah, they pushed too much comedy, try to be funny, It's not funny. Like, just pushing it too much. But with all of that being said, I do highly recommend go see Superman with your family, with your friends. If you've got kids, bring your kids. Okay, this movie surprised me. It will surprise you. Like, go into this movie with an open mind. Who cares what everybody else thinks? So for Superman, I'm gonna give it a 7.5 out of 10 Mudflaps. And remember to leave me a thumbs up. See you soon.